In this video, we're going to talk about the biggest myth that I see for people preparing for client meetings. Especially think of the big high-stakes client meetings like a finalist meeting where you're either going to win or not win a massive body of work. This is where the myth occurs. Some people think that some folks rise under pressure, they perform under pressure, that when the stakes are high, they do an even better job. Well, let me tell you, the research shows this couldn't be further from the truth. Roy Bauermeister out of Florida State University has done more research on this than anybody. And he says that this idea that we can become Michael Jordan or Reggie Jackson or Lou Brock or these people that performed outside of the human realm of what expectations would be, that we can be that person. His research shows that for 99.9% of us, we actually perform less well when we're under pressure. Here's why, and then I'll tell you what to do about it. The reason we tend to perform less well under pressure is some amount of our time and energy gets yanked away from performing a task and focuses on our process of the task. If you've got 5 hours of work to do in 3 hours, you spend a lot of that time thinking, am I on the right path? How much time do I have left? What do I need to do next? Should I change my course? Is there another way? A lot of these questions then yank you away from actually performing the task, and the more pressure we feel in general, the more time we spend and energy we spend worrying about how we're doing. So here's what you do about it. When you're preparing for these high stakes meetings, whatever you do, don't just rehearse over and over again what you're going to say. Like it's some kind of linear path with your 78-page PowerPoint slide deck, and you will do them in this order, and you will say these things. And that chart on page 17 is new, and I just did it, so I'm going to really think about that. Don't think of preparing for these meetings in that linear fashion. Instead, think of how you can be ready for a dynamic, pliable meeting where things might change and you're ready for the change. And what we do when we teach our classes is we break that down into 6 really simple parts. And here they are. Number 1, define your goal for the meeting. What do you want out of it? Number 2, define your frame. How can you describe that goal to the client in a way that they would love to accomplish the goal as well? So how can you describe the goal in their best interest? That's the frame. The third thing is ask yourself, what do I do if crazy things happen? What if the decision maker doesn't come? What if they come and they bring their boss? What should I do if I get double the time I expect? What should I do if I get half the time? Think of all the crazy things that can happen and how you'll respond to them. And that's step 3. If you've done that, you're ready for anything. Step 4, think about what questions should you ask them that are really insightful. Take a long time and think of the really great gravitas-like questions you want to ask them. And then 5th, think about the crazy questions they might ask you, the ones that you're really worried about. How are you going to respond to them? Who on the team should respond to them? How do you frame up the answer in a way by asking a question to really dig in by what their question is so you can respond to it with precision? And then the 6th thing is, think about relationships. What are the little things you can do to enhance the relationships while you're there? Maybe something you can bring as a small little gift, a business book or an article or a thought piece. Or maybe there's connections you've got in the room you can make, or connections with other people they know with you. What are the little relationship things you can do while you're there to enhance things and provide a really enjoyable experience to your client? We find when people do those 6 things, their meetings go great. And even if something crazy happens or they're just feeling a tremendous amount of pressure to make the meeting go well, when you prepare in that dynamic way, you'll have success, as opposed to when you prepare the linear way of how you're going to blabber on about yourself the whole time. So we hope that helps you help your clients. And as with all these videos, we hope this one helps you help your clients succeed. Well, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. For more content like this, check out my most recent video and be sure to like them so other people can find out about us. But make sure you subscribe. That's how you'll be automatically alerted to the great content that we put out. And if you want access to a comprehensive system for business development, then just buy my book, The Snowball System, at Amazon. The link is in the description below. Thanks again.